Eunice, or EE to her friends, is a filmmaker from Cincinnati who has a diverse range of projects under her belt.
I love funerals.
In life, we all have choices. Some make the right choice, some make the wrong. In Cliff's case, he didn't make the right choice. We can't always understand his plan for us. So what can we learn from that, everyone here today? To make your life better, think about your choices, individually as well as a whole.
No time limit.
Because as individuals,
and no orchestra to hurry him along.
I'm originally from South Texas, near Corpus Christi, and moved to Ohio in 1999 to go to grad school. After a stint in New York and in Belgium, kind of bouncing around, I ended up landing here in Cincinnati and couldn't ask for a better place to be. I have always been a short fiction and poetry person, but I didn't begin writing novels until actually the year I graduated from film school. My best friend was killed in a car accident, and I had to take some time to reevaluate my life, and in that, I wrote my first novel in 2 months, and it was sold in less than a year, and had my second novel written in that year's time as well, and it sold immediately. Both of my novels, Prizefighter and Mikasa and Feels Like Home, are distributed through Random House. I had taken that period off between film school and coming back to filmmaking, doing the novels for young adults. And during that time, filmmaking had sort of exploded in the indie scene, especially with the availability of HD and the advancements of the Panasonic. So about the time that I was coming back to filmmaking, I was offered a direct-for-hire job for the film Vanessa Rising. And so at that time, that was when I really began to work with HD and the Panasonic, and it just blew my mind, the quality that you could get on these cards versus having to pay for 16mm film, which is beautiful, but the price can be very painful in the pocket. So I'd definitely say the explosion of the independent film industry based on the new advances in cameras made an opportunity for me to come back and do the work that I wanted to do. One of the things I was really excited about directing, it really challenged me, was Fallen, which was set up to be sort of a mini web series with the idea of being able to pitch it in LA. So when we first shot it, we didn't realize that it was actually going to be put together in a larger web series, so it made editing a little tricky. But we had a composer in LA, Rob Goki, who was phenomenal, and then we had a graphics designer in Belgium, and then we had our main crew here in Ohio. And it went over a period of about 8 days. We shot about 42 pages. We shot it in HD, and the performances, getting to do green screening, things that I had never worked with, it just exploded my mind at the possibilities of what filmmaking had become. And so Fallen's definitely something that was a turning point for me, in that I would start to make a lot more projects a lot more quickly, and really getting a sense of how the technicals can be so much more part of the filmmaking, but the story is always the core. Currently, I am working on Bubbly, the web series. Bubbly premiered at the 48-hour Columbus Film Festival, and we won a couple of awards there, the actual movie. And from that, Josh Flowers and I were very captivated by these characters. And so we immediately went out and wrote and shot 4 episodes. And it was just sort of great because these are the darkest people in the world, and to get to kind of hang out with them just a little bit longer and create this series was very exciting.
It's an invitation for Gene's birthday party.
Didn't that just happen?
Yeah, but that was his real birthday. This is for his half birthday.
Okay.
All you need is one of these. Huh?
Good. Well, I am running out of things to make fun of.
I hate parties.
Approximately 30 people die in elevators each year.
God, I wish there were more elevators.
A lot of people, and they all. Okay, so it's a costume party.
Oh my God!
It's like you have a costume.
people, and they all
I just got to direct a music video for the Cincinnati rooted band You're Awesome. Right now I'm at a point in my career where I get to, be a director of music videos, be a director of narratives, edit a feature film. Like I get to be across the board, and the best part of it all is I still get to be a part of a story that makes sense to me, and do stories that make sense to me, and seem truthful and fun and honest, and that feels like the best part of this deal. We always talk about filmmaking as though it's a collaborative effort, but when you really get down to the nuts and bolts of that, to get to that collaborative space, you have to really understand how that machine works. And so I've had the experience of working at it, whether it's an intern or a production assistant or an assistant director and a producer. I've been kind of all across the board. I've even got to compose. So do I just want to be a director? No, I want to be a working filmmaker. I want to be someone who's out there collaborating with someone, helping them be the best part of whatever story they want to create. And I think that's the real high for me, is when I'm out in the field and I'm working and I'm doing those things and getting to be a part of that sort of collaborative machine, and not overstepping my boundary, but staying within the boundary of my line. And sometimes I'm lucky enough that I do write for people and then they'll produce the project. A lot of the time I either collaborate with Josh Flowers now, or I write my own projects, but I'm always looking for that something that someone brings in and I say, I really want to direct this. Can I direct this? Or I really want to produce this. I think this is a great story. And when I have that opportunity, it's golden. Definitely.
Framelines is brought to you in part by Backyard HD, Tape Central, Production Partners Media, and grants from the Greater Columbus Arts Council.